Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a random game in my Tier 9 Yugumo. Going over the matchmaking we are looking at. We're top tier for once. Uh, got a Buffalo, Atlanta, and this is going to be interesting here. Yugumo, double Kitakaze division. Anytime you run into a destroyer division, particularly one that's done smart with 2 gunboats and a spotter, it's got the potential to do a lot of damage, particularly to other destroyers. Now, to note, I have made some tweaks to the audio and the sound of my recording, so let me know in the comments how it's doing. Right now, it sounds in my ears. It sounds like the game's too loud, but when I'm testing things, it's sounding pretty good, at least in my audio test, but I didn't take it out into an actual game. So getting back to the game, my game plan is I'm going to push up here to C-cap, see what's going on, and just be ready to kite. If I run into the destroyer division, those Kitakazes, they're going to want to smoke up pretty quick, and if possible, I'd like to be able to torp them, or at the very least, at least deny their smoke screen to them. And I could do that by using my torpedo reload, flooding the first smoke with torps. When they move out, respot them. When the second Kitakaze smokes up, torp that one as well, and that really will mess with their game plan. It may or may not cause me a lot of damage, or net me a lot of damage, but even denying a division like that cover is a pretty solid play. Now this Fletcher, I'm going to pause this. This Fletcher, he's in a bad spot, and the reason why it's a bad spot, you have areas of cover that radar cruisers can approach. This guy's got no way out. If he gets radared, he basically either has to drive into cap and try to get into this island, which they've nerfed this island. This island isn't as solid as it used to be. Or try to make that the big sweeping turn of doom, and he's going to eat a ton of damage in the process. This is a bad idea. If you're looking to try to come into the cap, it would probably be better to come in from the backside, and come in this way. Now you do have the same risk of a radar cruiser being up here, or as you're committing, having a radar cruiser radar you as you're going through. But you know, at the very least, you would be able to get into some cover back in here, and you know, again, you would want teammates here, because if there's no teammates here, anything can just push right up and you're in a crossfire and you're dead. So with this cap, the way they've reworked C, I prefer just to dip my toe in it and just cap it from the edges out here and just forget about this island. It's, you know, it's kind of a fool's errand in my opinion. There's too many ways to get cut off and trapped. So unless I know there's nothing here, I typically don't recommend going to this island. So getting back to the game, the Jervis gets spotted by the Fletcher. I wait for the Jervis to turn. With him turning, he's presenting more of a broadside to me. My shells are more likely to land multiple hits. So that's a little trick that you can do with these low DPM guns. You want to maximize what you're getting out of every volley. Now, one thing to note, if you didn't know it already, the changes with the spotting mechanics. when they adjusted the system so ships pop up immediately, both on your mini-map and your screen when your things are spotted, they also reworked the vision mechanic. If you break line of sight, even for a fraction of a second, you are reconcealed. There's no longer, you know, you're detected now. You saw I went behind that smoke screen briefly and immediately dropped off, came back out, and voila, you know, I'm invisible again. There's all sorts of plays you can do with that. I step into the cap, this Fletcher ate a torp, and I'm just waiting to see where this guy's going. He's going forward, so just gonna smack him, you know. And I'm just gonna kite away. I don't want to eat a bunch of damage here, so angling towards the cruisers, you know, getting my rear guns on the Jervis, and you know, things are struggling to do any damage to me right now, and you know, I'm okay with that. Our modules are doing their thing. Knocked out a turret, but that turret saved me taking any damage. Some of these AA guns back there are wrecked right now, but you know, who cares? It's not a CV game. I don't need my AA. I need my HP, and that's one of the hidden benefits to the Japanese DDs. You have smaller HP pools, but you have hidden, you know, I call it like hidden armor, where you have these modules that will absorb damage for your ship. And your ships tend to be very tanky, where you won't lose gun turrets or torpedoes or things like the critical things like that nearly as often as, you know, some of the other nations of ships. You know, another thing, that Atlanta, he couldn't really hit me at that distance, so why not shoot him? You know, he's a light cruiser. My HE is going to rack up fairly consistent damage on him. You know, go for it. Don't be scared. Use the guns. Use the guns. That's the number one thing that I can, if I could teach IJN destroyer players, use the guns. Now coming up here, this Colorado's looking like he's coming in dumb. So just gonna drop some torps and gonna finish my cap of C cap. And right now, it's decision making time. We've got a Lion pushing in. We've got some other enemy ships back here, but really, this back corner, if I'm back there, I'm not really doing anything for my team to control the caps. These guys have kind of taken themselves out of the equation, and I'm okay with that. You know, if you want to go and, you know, hide in a corner, that's fine. We'll get to you later once we're sure the game's won. Colorado, he gets hammered by some torps. Unfortunately, it's not enough for me to get the kill. This Jervis is about to die, and I'm watching this Otago. I've got a Duke of York right here, and it's an Otago. I've seen these guys. Oh, I've got torpedoes. I've got to joust a battleship. So I'm actually worried that this Otago is going to go out and really just try to YOLO this Duke of York, and in the process stumble into me. And this Otago could do significant damage to me, and even just one volley. So I see the Otago moving. I'm just going to go ahead, drop torps. It looks like he's kiting out. And this Lion, he's kiting. There's a Gneisenau now that's popping up in my field of view. I'm just going to keep heading in this direction. It looks like my team's got a handle on the 9 and 10. So just going to keep moving. You know, my kind of game plan is, we've got two caps. These two battleships, you know, they're healthy. You know, my Gneisenau, he's kind of out of the equation. I kind of expected them to rush my Duke of York. And that's what I'm waiting for right now. I'm waiting for these guys to turn in, particularly the Gneisenau. This kiting game, that's not really a Gneisenau's game. So waiting for these guys to turn in, and just gonna looking to wreck them. I've got torpedo reload. I could really do a lot right now, and I'm just getting nice and close. And this is actually almost a textbook perfect torpedo angle. I'm spreading my torps out a little. This guy doesn't have a lot of HP, so I just want to make sure that I smack him. You know, I don't need, you know, the full-blown, you know, several 100,000, you know, damage hit that, you know, these torpedoes are capable of. Just spreading it out, one or two will do it. And there we go. There's the Gneisenau dead. This Leon, I'm launching torps. I kind of expected him to keep pushing, but I mean, this guy, you're gonna watch this guy. This is a lesson in battleships, you know, taking themselves out of the ability to influence the battle. He's just running. He's not. Nobody's really shooting him or hitting him. He's still healthy, but you know, he's just running. Okay, yeah, it is a 2v1 right now. But you know, it's, I don't know. If I was this battleship, I would rather be trying to support these guys back in here. That's where I would be trying to move. We've got the Kitakaze division with the Yugumo somewhere out here, and I'm just kind of relying on my RPF to tell me when I'm gonna start running into these guys. At this point, I'm looking to pick a fight with these guys. The Kitakaze pops up. I'm gonna start rotating my guns. My Akatsuki, I don't want to start shooting right now. I want this Akatsuki. He's gonna smoke up. He needs a spotter though. So that's my role here. He's smoking up. You know, I'm actually worried this Kitakaze is gonna kill this Akatsuki. So I'm just jumping in, and yeah, this is a kill steal, but it is what it is. I am, you know, 8 kilometers from the Leon, and just gonna stay angled. And again, disabled the torpedo tube. That saved me from taking even more damage. That looked like it was, you know, 2 or 3 HE shells. That really could have hurt. It still was a decent chunk, but, you know, it could have been worse. So at this point, we've got points. This game's pretty much in the bag. I'm content to let the enemy points just tick up. This goes back to, you know, knowing when the game's won. You know, the game's in our hands. Why not farm the damage? Why not get better rewards? And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm gonna cruise out here. I know there's a Yugumo around here. If I was this Yugumo, I'd be looking to torp this Massachusetts. So I want to get out here, pick a fight with this Yugumo, and see what I can do. I'm just dumping some Make-A-Wish torpedoes on this Leon. He is completely taking himself out of any sort of... The only relevance this guy has is these two guys chasing him. If those two guys aren't chasing him, you know, he's literally up there doing nothing. Yugumo is spotted. He's shooting at my Massachusetts. You know, think he's got his guns turned. Honestly, don't like this play from the Yugumo. The Kitakaze smoked up. He's farming him. Just spot for your teammate. There's no need to take a bunch of extra damage. I mean, he obviously got hit by the main battery, but the Massachusetts has pretty decent secondaries. This guy doesn't have RPF, and you know, I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna cook his goose. Again, I'm gonna wait for him to turn to open up, and I'm just gonna plant that volley right in there, and another 3K. Now I'm gonna start turning out here shortly. Reason being, I want to dodge torps. I know they're coming. So dispersion, or not dispersion. Jesus Christ, what's the word? I can't even think about it. But the second hit, it's telling me that the HP pools in that area of his ship were getting depleted, and I was going to start doing less damage there. I'll think of it in a minute. I'm just vapor locking on the particular word they have for it at the moment. But Yugumo's dead. I'm popping my speed boost, heading down to A. I want to try to pick a fight with this Kitakaze. You know, because why not? And I mean, the Kitakaze, yes, he's got better DPM than me, but even when he was at 6K health, I'm gonna get the first shot, and if I get in there close and I get that good solid, you know, 3K initial hit, I should kill him with my second volley, and it'll be really close. If I miss, or you know, get bad dispersion or something like that, I could kill him on the third, but I'm gonna have to get, you know, I'm gonna have to get cute with how I protect my HP. So this Massachusetts he's listening to me, and he's, you know, not chasing this guy because he's getting torped right now. Ray Charles sees torpedoes in the water right now. So I kind of feel like my team is, you know, saying GG, slapping themselves on their back up here for a minute. So I just reminding them, hey, you know, game's not over yet, and I'm gonna, you know, reiterate that by, you know, requesting support. You know, there's no reason not to try to kill this guy. I dumped my torps into the smoke. I don't think this Kitakaze has spotting on this Massachusetts. Now he does, because the Massachusetts shoots into his smoke. But the Kitakaze may be headed out of his smoke already. So I'm just getting ready for to spot this guy and you know, do my thing. This game's winding down on points. Kitakaze pops up. I'm just going to slow it down a minute. And again, I've got a good broadside shot. I'm just going to start, you know, derping these shots right in there. And this game is over. So, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the game. Let me know about the audio, and I'll talk to you later.